Hello everybody, and welcome back to a very serious episode of Handful. I'm your host David. Tonight we're going to have some Handful news. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially our newsroom here. We'll read off the news and try not to laugh at it. The one who laughs the most will get punished, or rewarded. I didn't think very hard about it, so if they like it, they do. Let's roll that intro.
Good evening, people. Welcome back to Handful News. I'm your host, Haley Puccello.
And I'm Elizabeth Lindahl.
Our top story tonight involves one man, one pizza, and yes, you heard this right, a raccoon. Buckle up because this one's a wild ride. It started earlier today when local resident Justin Arvinson found himself in an unexpected showdown with a raccoon. But not just any raccoon, this one had developed a particular interest in pizza. Justin had just picked up Tony's Pizzeria. According to Justin, everything seemed normal until he heard a rustling near the park. That's when the raccoon emerged, eyes locked on the pepperoni like it was his birthright, as Justin described it. Now in what we can only be described as a tug-of-war for the ages, Justin and the raccoon engaged in battle for the pizza box. Witnesses say it was a back-and-forth struggle, with the raccoon proving surprisingly strong, like it had been lifting weights in the park or something, Justin said. In the end, it wasn't Justin's pizza-eating skills, but the raccoon's persistence that won the day. Justin, determined but defeated, had to give up the pizza entirely after the raccoon executed a flawless flip and darted off with the entire thing. The entire pizza, box and all. No injuries were reported, except for Justin's pride, which might take a while to recover. But hey, on the bright side, Tony's Pizzeria did offer him a free replacement pizza as a consolation prize, though sources say Justin may have a deep-seated fear of raccoons. We wish him the best in his future pizza endeavors, and hope any future encounters with wildlife involve less wildlife.
Well, what a wild adventure I just listened to. Who knew a raccoon could do so much damage to a man's pride? Speaking of pride, let's head to Abe with the weather.
Thank you, Haley and Elizabeth. This week and last week was amazing when it came to temperatures. We did have some rain, but the more we get, the better this year because our soil is dying. Look at the moon, then look back. They're one and the same here, people. Today's temperature in Eau Claire was a high of hotness with a lot of icicles, and from Mount Olympus itself, it's not as nice as it was a few days ago. But we'll get back to the kind weather soon enough. Now, looking at today's forecast around the upper Midwest, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff. The temperature is way too hot to handle all around Minnesota. In Wisconsin today, it's not looking good for the human race. Minneapolis and Bloomington had highs. Red Wing with a high of something I don't know. Lake City with highs reaching the bees and my knees. Menominee and Chippewa Falls peaking at Abe, the most beautiful human around. Look at that picture. Look at those cheeks. And Eau Claire with a high of something. I don't know how to read the weather, but we all need to watch out for that mirror selfie. I took and shared in confidence that it would never leak on the news like it is currently. It's like the coolest stuff you've ever seen with your eyeballs, or kind of like that snow miser versus heat miser stuff. You know what I mean. But yeah, we have on Thursday, we have a baby that is being held with one hand, and then on Friday we have Haley doing something so much fun that they're enjoying it. Saturday, it'll be a normal day. It'll be 56 degrees. It'll be kind of cloudy, but it'll be just fine. And then Sunday we have, I don't remember who that is. Is that Elizabeth? It is Elizabeth. Monday, I can't read what that is. Tuesday, we're going to get back to the cold. And Wednesday, it'll be -0. Well, folks, it's Well, folks, it's time for your weekly forecast, and we're calling this one Sinkhole Somersets. Yes, you heard right. Grab your helmets, hold on to your lawn furniture, and maybe avoid parking too close to the edge because it's sinkhole season across the whole U.S., and things are getting unpredictably deep. Starting out west, over in California, somewhere over here, we've got a nice 45 feet sinkhole opening up right in the middle of Sunnydale Park. That's right, locals are calling it the new community pole, but be warned, there's no shallow end, and driving is strictly not recommended. Now, moving over to the Midwest, I think it is somewhere over here. It's going too fast. Ohio is experiencing some unexpected excitement as Sinkhole Alley. Yes, that's now a real place. Welcomes its fourth sinkhole this week. This one popped up right in front of the local ice cream shop, which I suppose means your rocky road could end up on a rocky road. Expect traffic delays, ice cream spills, and of course, curious onlookers, whatever that is. Now heading down to Florida, the Sunshine State is dealing with its own little surprise. The Sarasota sinkhole, and I'm not making this up, is now large enough to host a small concert, or at least a community picnic. How would I know? The good news, they've decided to capitalize on it by hosting the first ever Sinkhole Slip and Slide event this weekend. You just might want to wear extra padding. And of course, how could we forget about Texas? I think it's somewhere over here, over in Austin. We've got Sinkhole Speedway forming right in the middle of Main Street at 30 feet wide, and I'm still growing. It's turning money commutes into a real adventure. But don't worry, Texas are handling it in style, with one resident telling us, it's like dodging potholes, but bigger. So there you have it, Sinkhole Somersets all across the nation. And remember, if you see the grass suddenly disappear beneath you, just do what the pros do. Scream, wave your hands dramatically, and then calmly back away very, 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 very slowly. Lastly, we have tonight this really good prediction of the year. Like, how would you predict this? Like, what the actual bleep, bro? Like, it's Max Verstappen. Like, where in the world did this man come from? I am scared for the entirety of the Midwest. If Max Verstappen himself can conquer the Midwest, what's next? My toes? Is he going to steal my toes? Now, that's a great question. Why would he take my toes? Why am I reading off the prompter? Why do I say everything I'm made to say? Monkey, apple, orange. I am regretting my life choices. Currently, Petter Pipper picked a pack of pickled pepper. She sells on the seashore. Thank you so much for joining me for the weather this evening. I hope we all survive this week with Max Verstappen on our heels. I'm Baby AB, the weatherman. Back to you, Hey Haley and Alexa Beathers.
Isn't that the weirdest thing you've just ever heard?
Yeah, what's wrong with Max Verstappen? Personally, I think he's just a neat guy.
Oh yeah, F2 races are great.
Speaking of F57 races, our reporter Cora is here.
Wait, wasn't she supposed to be out reporting?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure she has a completely normal report and definitely not something from the darkest depths of the... Oh, God. That Lee said never to show the light of the day again.
Good evening, folks. I'm Cora the Explorer, and we have a story that will make you question your own sanity. If you have an old TV 12er and have seen this before, and little did you know it would be repressed as a memory, but I myself am too young to remember. I am, as you might say, a baby tenor, like the youngest of the bunches. Like, have you ever seen a cutie orange? Well, I'm the lemon. Now, this is who I am told is Nathan of House Blazer. He has once host of Sounds of the Valley, and he had a weird twist to it, though. Though this memory of him, we can tell that he was a big fan of Pilk, which is Pepsi and milk mixed together. Here, we can tell him he will drink it anywhere at any time. Now, this might be the weirdest video I've ever watched in my entire life, but that is Nathan for ya. What a guy. I can't wait to have Pilk poured everywhere. I have just been informed that the Pilk is on its way, and I will be the first of the new TV tenors to drink Pilk. ad-libbing as Pilk is delivered something, and this week there is more Pilk deliveries coming in. I'm told that they're just in the back. Not quite entirely sure what that means. I'm really biffing this currently. This is why I read things in advance, because I have issues reading. That's it. That's all I got, I guess. I don't really have anything else. Keep waiting. It appears that the Pilk delivery is a bit late. Maybe it will come later into the broadcast for whomever laughs the most. I'm not sure, and neither is David while he's writing the script. That's all for now. I'm Cora the Explorer, and we'll be back later this evening in another story or something. Any hoomers, back to you. Hail, hail of Doom, Lizzie Lissington.
What a crazy thing in TV 10's past.
I cannot believe that it existed.
Had to be there to see it. I'm so sticky.
Sounds like we already have an update with our weatherman. Back to you, Averoni.
It's gonna rain!
Thank you, Averoni and Cheese.
I can't believe the maps were tape in front has already been pushed more towards Canada.
Canada is north.
Yeah, maps and stuff.
Well, I guess it's my turn for a monologue. I'm so bored of tonight's report. It's a tale straight out of the high seas, or at least a Disney theme park. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland has made headlines today, not for its thrills, but because, well, it seems the pirates have gone rogue. That's right, park officials were baffled this morning when the animatronic pirates decided it was time to start their own mutiny. According to witnesses, the pirate captain, who usually just sits there yelling about treasure, suddenly began moving in ways that were not part of the ride. Guests on board said they first noticed something was off when Captain Jack Sparrow started making eye contact. That's usually a bad sign, both in life and on the ride. But then things took a hilarious turn when the animatronics all started walking off their set pieces. Park visitors described the scene as surreal as animatronics hopped out of their boats, stole people's churros, and even tried to commander the bumper cars. One family claimed they were chased by a peg-legged pirate demanding directions to the nearest Starbucks. Starbucks on Main is fabulous. Apparently, even robot pirates need their caffeine. Security was called, but as you might expect, it is hard to take a pirate seriously when his movements are still mechanical. Reports say the lead security officer had to ask the pirate captain, "Excuse me, sir, but do you come with a manual?" Thankfully, no one was hurt during the pirate uprising, though one little boy did have his popcorn stolen by a particularly bold animatronic, who apparently declared, "Arr, this is mine now," in a garbled, glitchy voice. Disney officials assure us that the situation is under control and the pirates are back in their places, slightly more obedient than before. In a statement, Disney said, "We encourage guests to remember that while our pirates may be lifelike, they are, in fact, not capable of leading a successful mutiny. Yet." So if you're headed to Disneyland this weekend, be sure to say hello to Captain Jack and maybe don't bring any snacks. Just in case, and remember folks, even at Disneyland, you can never trust a pirate.
Arr, that's a pretty wild story.
It sure is, matey.
Arr, I think we got another story from our reporter, Cora Lettermail.
Good evening, everyone. Our top story tonight involves an unusual criminal who has taken the nation by storm, or perhaps by mild drizzle. Authorities are on high alert as one Lee Quinnett has officially gone on what can only be described as A crime spree that's equal parts perplexing and ridiculous. Yes, that's right. Lee Quinette, known locally as More Polite Criminal, is wanted for a series of petty crimes across the city. And there's now an official bounty on their head, though we have to wonder if the authorities even know what to make of this criminal mastermind, or of very, very minor offenses. Now, Lee's reign of pretty petty terror began earlier this week when they reportedly stole a single grocery cart from a local supermarket. Not the groceries inside. Say they wheeled it out while polite. Not the groceries inside, mind you, just the cart. Eyewitnesses say they wheeled it out while politely waving to the cashier, who thought it was a misunderstanding while Lee disappeared down the street with it. But that was just the beginning. Over the past few days, Lee has struck again and again, taking 3 lawn gnomes from different front yards and no trespassing sign from a local park. And in what can only be described as a real crime against convenience, removing all left-hand shoes from a thrift store display. Authorities have officially put a bounty on Lee Quinette. Those sources say the bounty currently stands at $52.73. Yes, folks, you heard me right. Just enough to cover the estimated value of the missing lawn gnomes and apparently half a pair of shoes. But what makes Lee Quinette stand out isn't just a bizarre nature of their crimes, it's their style. According to reports, Lee is always incredibly polite during the heists. One victim, Mrs. Johnson, said Lee personally knocked on her door, asked if they could borrow her garden gnome, and then casually walked away with it when she said no. I thought it was a joke, she said, even complimented my begonias on the way out. Police are now warning the public to be on the lookout for Lee Quinette, who is described as having an usually calm demeanor, a fondness for random objects, and an apparent inability to steal anything of significant value. Authorities have released an artist's sketch of Lee, which I have to say mostly resembles someone you'd ask for directions. If you see Lee Quinette, do not approach, as they may try to borrow your garden hose or casually walk off with your doormat. Instead, call the authorities immediately and remind them after $53.73 bounty, because every dollar counts. And there you have it, folks. The polite crime spree continues. Who knows where Lee Quinette will strike next? But if you got a particularly charming garden gnome, you might want to lock it up tonight. Back to you, Haley and Elizabeth.
Well, ain't that just the darn tootin'est crime scene spree?
The tootin'est for surezies.
Well, that seems like all the news we have could wrestle up today.
Don't go nowhere, because after the break, we are going to see who broke the most.
And they are going to be trying the Nathan Blazer special of Pilk.
Welcome back. We have our loser of the night with 18 laughs, Elizabeth.
Hey,
Elizabeth, are you excited to drink some Pilk today?
you want to know something that's actually really funny, David? I've drank Pilk before.
You drank Pilk before?
On multiple occasions, yes.
Wow, that's wild.
It was a trend in my sister's freshman orientation group last fall,
Yeah.
and they actually mixed it up with Powerade too.
Oh.
So this is nothing. I've done this before. We've been here before. You know,
Darn.
Somerset really killed me with the puppet here. And
What do you mean? What puppet?
I don't even know. Are you a man or are you a Muppet?
I suppose I'm both a
There you
little
go.
bit. My soul, my essence is transferred into a puppet when I sleep.
There you go.
All right. Well,
All right.
I've never drank this, so this might be more of a punishment for me. Why are you just so fast at it? You're not supposed. That's-
I don't care.
Oh boy. That was actually weirdly not that bad.
Yeah, it's.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Well, like I said earlier, I guess it's kind of a reward. It tastes kind of like the. Have you ever had those really crummy like Smarties ripoff, but they're like other
Yes,
things? It tastes like that.
it does.
Nathan Blazer, if you're out there watching this right now, I hope you see this and know that I dug it up from the deepest, darkest depths of the archive, and it was titled Never Use. So.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Anyways, I think that's all the time we have for tonight. If you enjoyed this, tune in next time if you want to see some of the more wacky things we get up to on this show. If you liked this and want to see more content like this, check out our other content on mytv10.uwc.edu or on the YouTube channel UWC TV 10. I hope you have a brilliant night and Elfine, I guess. I don't know.
Alphine.